Identify the distance to the nearest tenth between points 7 and 9. Okay. Now there is a formula for this, but let me actually switch to, and that ain't gonna work. Okay, so let's just jump right to the formula. So the distance formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared square rooted. Have you seen that before?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like x1 and y1. This is x2 and y2. So we're just putting those numbers into this formula here. So it's like -2 minus 7. X2 is -2. X1 is 7 squared. Plus y2, which is -5 minus 9 squared. And then you square root all that. So this is a pretty big thing here, but you're going to do it in pieces. -2 minus 7 is
-9.
And then when you square that, you get 81. -5 minus 9 is -14. And you square that, you get 196. So the way this works is you have to add these numbers together and then take the square root of it.
Oh.
Before you do the square root part. So if you have that calculator handy, you're going to add up 81 and 196, and then you're going to take the square root of that number. And let me know what you end up getting, please.
Okay.
Do you have a number there for me?
Hold on.
Be better if you grabbed a handheld calculator. You can also use ones on the computer, but it's be moving back and forth a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so I get 16.64.
Very good. That's the correct answer. All right, let's look at the next question. It's very similar. Okay, we are going to need that distance formula, so I'm going to copy that down. You're gonna need that for most of these problems here. So the only really the challenge here is figuring out which one is x1. Usually x1 is from the first point, y1 is from the first point, then x2 comma y2.
Okay.
So this becomes 7 minus, and then see how x1 is -3. I put that in parentheses for it. That's x1 squared plus y2 is -9 minus y1 is 4 squared. Let me know when you get caught up to that line.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so now you have to subtract, but here it's 7 minus a -3. That's like 7 plus 3. So that's 10 squared. Here it's -9 minus 4. That's -13 squared. It's really important that you keep the parentheses because you're squaring this number. These numbers are always positive. So it's like 100, 169. Go ahead and add those together and take the square root of that, please.
Okay.
Let me know when you get a value for that.
Okay. I get 16.4.
Sounds good. All right, so that's letter B. Very good. And then we'll move on to the next question here. So we're going to skip 3 and 4 and go to 5 and 6. These are going to be a little bit easier to do because they have the picture that comes along with it. Okay, it says find the lengths of U and V in S and T and determine whether they're congruent. So they're congruent if they're the same length. So let's look at U and V. U and V is the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Okay, do you see that?
Yes.
What's the length along here? How many units is this? And how many units is this?
That is 3 units.
3 and 3. So do you remember the Pythagorean theorem from last year?
Yeah.
This one, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yeah.
So this UV is like c.
Okay.
So it's like 3 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. This is 9. This is 9. 18. So c is the square root of 18. Do you remember how to reduce that?
I think so, but could you show me?
Sure. So you make a factor tree. So 2 and 9. 2 times 9 gives you 18. 3 and 3 gives you 9. And you're looking for pairs. So there's a pair here. So for each pair, a number comes out. So 3 square root of what's left over, which is
2.
Okay, so now look over here at this one. Here's the triangle. Okay, what's the length along the base here?
3.
And what's the height?
It is 3. Sorry, 3.
So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. There's c. I want you to find the value of c there on the left.
Okay. Could you go up a little bit? Thank you. Okay, got it.
What did you come up with?
3 and the square root of 2.
So basically the same as the other one, right? So you actually already know that because these are the same and these are the same. So they are congruent. Okay.
Yes.
Now you do get to do one just like it in this next picture. So good for you. I would recommend making the triangles. And I know that's a little bit hard, so I'll help with that. So I'll for the first one here, let me just move this down a little bit. For the first one here, it's 3, and then this is 6, and then I'll let you figure out the next one. Okay. So go ahead and give yourself some time. It's the same question. You've got to find that hypotenuse in both of them, just like we did above. If you need me to scroll up, I can. But maybe you've got some notes there as well.
All right, I get both of them are 3 and square root of 5.
All right, let me check if that's one of the answers. It is. Excellent. Okay, well done. All right, so the next one here is a bit challenging because it doesn't have a picture. So when it doesn't have a picture, you want to make a picture. So we're going to try and do that together here. All right, so the it gives you the coordinates of the vertices P, Q, R. So I'm gonna assume the origin is right there. Okay, and we're gonna get these points here. So P is 2 minus 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's P. Q is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and R is 6, 0 right there. So P, Q, and R. So here's your triangle roughly.
Okay.
And they want you to find the perimeter. So basically you have to find the distance between each of the 3 points. So it's 3 distance formula problems. So remember from up here, let me grab the formula here. And you have to do it 3 times. So you have to first find the distance from like P to Q. That's up here.
Mhm.
And you've got to find that, so let me write them here. You got to find P to Q. Then you got to find Q to R. Then you got to find R to P.
Okay.
So for P to Q, you're using these 2 points right up here. So it's 4 is x2, and then 2 is x1. Do you follow that?
Yeah.
So it's 4 minus 2 squared plus y2 is 2, 2 minus a minus 1 squared square root. Okay, you got that?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and let's simplify this. So this is 2 squared plus 3 squared, so it's like 4 plus 9. This is the square root of 13. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right, now for the next one, for going from Q to R, we'll do that right over here. It's the same formula, but now this is x2, and that's 4 is x1. So 4 is x1, 2 is y1, R is x2, and 0 is y2. Do you follow that?
Yes.
So it's 6 minus 4 squared plus 0 minus 2 squared square rooted. So that's 2 squared plus negative 2 squared. So that's 4 plus 4. So that's the square root of 8. So we've got 2 of the 3 sides.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the last one is R to P or P to R. It doesn't really matter because they're the same distance. So let me write that down here. So R to P is, it would be like 2 minus 6 squared plus minus 1 minus 0 squared square rooted. And you end up getting negative 4 squared plus negative 1 squared. Again, these are always in parentheses because when you square them, it has to be positive. Square root of 17. So you got these 3 numbers here to add up.
Okay. Do I just square root them first, or do I just
Yes,
add?
yes.
Okay.
You have to square root them and then add. So that's a good question because the way I said it, maybe it was unclear that is what you do. So you take the square root of 13, then add it, or get that number, then take the square root of 8, then add it, and so on and so on. And let me know what you end up getting there, please.
Okay. I get 10.5.
I do, and I get the same. Excellent. Okay, so you get to try the next one completely on your own. And it's the same question with different numbers. You have to find three distances. Okay, so it's really like three problems in one. And unfortunately, that is the problem here. So take as much time as you need, and I'm going to be here if you have questions, but go ahead and work through that. All right.
Okay.
How are you doing, Christopher, on this one?
Good.
Okay, what say you? How close are you to give me an answer here?
Uh, 10 more seconds. I get 28.2.
Good. Excellent. All right. So let's submit that and we'll take a look at the next assignment before going on to your quiz. All right. Full mark on that. Great. That was really good to do that one on your own. That's a tough problem. There's a lot of calculations and a lot that needs to be done there. So, okay. So we're doing Tuesday's lesson. It's, oh, these are translations. These are horrid. They're easy to understand. Like, I think these will go pretty quick after you see them, but certainly understand, like, see why you didn't get these going the first time. Okay. All right, so I'm pulling up question number 1. It says find the coordinates of the image of m minus 3 minus 4 after the translation x plus 4 comma y. So it's telling you, it actually is telling you what to do. It's saying take the x value and add 4 to it. So what is 4 plus minus 3?
1.
Yes. And then it's saying keep the y value.
Okay.
So
Oh,
all right, let's see if you can do the next one on your own here, because it's basically the same. So you, whatever it tells you to do, if it tells you to add a number, subtract a number, you do that. So try this one on your own here. It says to take the x value and subtract 2 from it.
okay. -7, comma, -1.
Good. Not too difficult when you know what to do.
Yeah.
The next two, I'm going to put up the next two. These make you do something to both x and y. Okay, so like this one says subtract 2, subtract 7. This one says add 3 and subtract 2. So go ahead and work through these on your own and go ahead and give me the correct answer when you're ready.
-5, comma, -8.
Okay, wow, they're all D. All right, next one is not D.
All right.
What do you get for that one?
I get 2, comma, 3.
It's letter A.
Yep.
Very good. All right. Weird. Okay. So the last two are this kind of the same. So let me just snip those in. We'll be on to your quiz in no time. What's interesting to me is that like the last section is a 20-minute section to do it together, and this is a 4-minute section. Once you know what to do. So not all are created equal.
-3, comma, -4.
For which one?
For number 5.
So what do you do? What did you do to x?
So I subtracted from 5.
But it doesn't say to make any changes.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah. I
It's okay.
Yeah,
Give it another look.
I misinterpreted that. Okay. 2, comma, -4.
Good. Okay, go on to the next one, please.
Seven, comma, 2.
Good. All right. I'm going to submit those. That took actually less than 4 minutes, even with all of our talking back and forth. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll go to the quiz. So the quiz should be, we'll do the easy ones first, and then kind of the most recent ones first. And then I'll help to remind you of anything that maybe, wasn't clear. But then then when we're done with this, you'll be able to do the practice test or work your way through that if you want, and then we can look at the exam together if we need to.
Yeah,
Okay,
give me a minute. Okay, I'm back.
all right, I've gone through, I've posted the first question here. We just did it, so shouldn't be too difficult.
Isn't, oh, it's just 7, 2.
You just did it, right?
Yeah, it was the same equation from last.
So it looks like a lot of these are repeats. So if that's ever, I mean, that if that's all the case, sometimes it's hard to remember what to do. It's easier just to do that. Okay, maybe this one is as well, but we'll do this one next. This is the distance formula,
Okay.
and I'll scroll up if I need to. To grab the distance formula for you. There's the distance formula. All right, so let me get back down here. So this one does take a little bit of effort, but go ahead and see if you can work that one out, please.
Okay.
How are you doing on this one?
Good. I'm on C and A right now.
Okay, take the time you need to do it right. That's the best thing.
Yeah. 21.4.
Looks good to me. Okay, next one, and I think this is our last distance formula problem, and this is a little bit easier because it's only got the 2 points in there.
Okay.
But you're doing such a good job with those, might as well just have you do that one, knock it out right now.
Okay. $16.4.
Yeah, I think this was even the same one as when we did earlier, so that's good to see. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna find the area. I don't know, like I'm not sure that order to go in next. Okay, let's do the midpoint. Let's do a midpoint here because you did basically going backwards in the order of most recent. So it says that JK has endpoints. That means those are the values at the end,
Mhm.
and they want the midpoint. So do you remember the formula for the midpoint?
Yes, x1 plus x2 over y1 plus y. Oh, wait. No, wait. Divided by 2.
Yeah, it's like an average. You take these two X values, you add them, and then divide by 2. And that's what an average is. Then you take these two Y values, add them up, and then divide by 2. Do you have some values for me?
I have 6 commas. Wait. Hold on. Then I divide that. So 1 comma the -3.
Good. All right. Okay, so here's the other type of midpoint formula that we took a look at. This one's different though, because they're giving you the endpoint and the midpoint, and you have to figure out the jumps. Do you remember this? You remember this? So how do you,
Yeah.
so what's the jump from -4 to 2?
Plus 6.
So you have to make another jump of the same.
Yep.
What does that become?
8.
8 comma something, only one answer like that. So 7 to -1 is -8.
Mhm.
And so if you subtract 8 again, you get minus 9 there. Okay, so now we're going to go back even further, and we're going to do some of these area and perimeter problems. The first shape I'm going to snip in is a rectangle. I'm sorry, a square. Okay, so the square has area.
Mhm.
Well, let's do perimeter first. Perimeter is all the 4 sides, but since they're all the same,
I just multiply it by 4.
by 4.
15.6.
Okay, so that gets us down to either A or B. The area is x squared because they're all the same.
Mhm.
What's the area then?
15.21.
Good. So what is the correct answer?
That would be, is it letter A, letter A.
Good. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, 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 I'm fine.
Okay. The area of a rectangle is 107.52 and the width is 9.6. Let's draw a rectangle. And let's say this is 9.6. We have to figure out this value here. The total area is this number. How do you get this number from these two numbers?
Don't,
What's the area of a rectangle?
it's base times height.
And what's the base?
It's
X.
X.
What's the height?
9.6.
And what does this equal?
107.52.
Okay, so how do you undo multiplication by 9.6?
You divide.
Okay,
Oh, you have to,
can you do that for me?
yep. $11.2.
Okay, very good. All right, so for the next one, it's a triangle. So for the perimeter of the triangle, it's the three sides. So we'll say x plus y plus z. It's, add up three sides. So this is a side, this is a side, and this is a side. So go ahead and give me the perimeter of the triangle, please.
Okay. $5x plus 14.
Good. So the area of a triangle is 1/2, and that's what we messed up last time, base times height. The base is 8, the height is 3x.
All right. $12x.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so here's a rectangle. See if you can do this one on your own. It's the formulas for area and perimeter are base times height, and then perimeter you just have to add up all four sides. So see if you can do that one on your own, please. Let me know when you come up with the correct answer.
Okay. $22x plus 14.
Okay, I agree. Okay, so that gets you down to answers A or D. So area is base times height. So you've got to multiply those two together. 9x times 2x plus 7.
Okay. Letter D.
I agree. Okay. So we've got one more perimeter and area problem, but this time it's for a circle. Do you remember any of the formulas we talked about for a circle?
Yep.
Okay,
There's
so
circumference and there's the area.
the circumference is 2 pi r. This one gives you the diameter though.
Mhm.
And what's the area? It's pi r squared. So how do you go from diameter to radius? Remember that?
You have, so the diameter goes all the way through and the radius only goes halfway.
Exactly. So you just set it there, it's half. So 6 and 6, that makes up the 12. And because your formula really uses radius, not
Diameter.
diameter. Okay, so see if you can come up with the correct answer there for me, please.
Okay. For circumference, it is 12 pi. And for area, I get 36 pi.
So which is the correct answer?
Letter A.
Agreed. Okay, I need you to tell me why this is correct.
Why that's correct?
Why is this correct? So read the problem and tell me why is it correct. Give me the answer there, please.
Okay. Because because it's a reflection and they're both facing the same points. As for the red line, it's 5 comma -1, and for the blue line it's 5 comma +1, but it's still reflecting. It's just it's on the opposite numbers for the y-axis.
So here's the x-axis. See that?
Yes.
See how these are the same distance apart?
Yes.
If you were to look at yourself in the mirror, you would be over here. You
Yeah.
would be over here.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why it's reflected across the x-axis there. Okay, so the next one's kind of hard for, so you said we got one more. I missed one of these circumference and area problems of a circle. Got one more of these to do. All right. Okay, so take a look and see if you can do that one on your own.
Oh, it gives me the radius, not the diameter.
That's right.
Letter A.
Okay. The next two are very difficult to show because they're of all the graphs, and it's almost like I have to tell you the answer. So that is correct there. So let me submit this here for you. Everything's been answered. It'll tell us if it's not, and great job on that. Okay, so that takes us to the end of our lesson for today. I'll send you the notes and the screen recording out shortly. Thanks again for scheduling, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
Bye now.